Good morning and welcome to GrainTV for November 15th, 2011. I'm Brock Shimbino. To my left is Logan Burgess. Well, Logan, in the overnight we did see some buying come back into the market. We saw corn up 3.5, soybeans up 15.25, Chicago wheat was mixed, and Kansas City wheat was up 3. But there was a little bit of fundamental information to come out yesterday as well, and by way of the crop progress report. So let's take a look at those numbers real quick this morning. Corn harvest looks like we're sitting at about 93% complete versus 82% for normal this time of year on our 5-year average. Ohio is the only laggard out there, 51% versus 79% where they should be right now. Soybeans, on the other hand, are almost nearly complete. They're 96% complete across the nation, so I'm looking for that to wrap up here in the next week. But as we head into winter, the story that's going to come out is winter wheat. What is going on in that market?
Yeah, like you said, we're kind of putting corn and soybeans to bed here. We're at the end of the harvest for 2011. Attention's turned in 2012 winter wheat. As you can see here, 83% emerged. And, so that's coming along pretty good. They've been in a large drought, but it looks like this week we may be seeing some beneficial rains in areas of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So that's going to be really beneficial to that crop, help that emergence along the way to get this 2000 crop off on a good foot here. Up north, we're going to be seeing a cold blast of air come down from Canada. Like you said, Ohio is still behind where they are typically at this time of year. This cold blast of air, it's going to be cold out there, but it's not going to keep these guys out of the fields. That's the bottom line on this. We'll keep you posted, though, on the weather front. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll come back to see how the morning trade's going.
I used to have several sites. Now I kind of like the grower's edge. It gives me that cash max. You can tell it which markets you're looking for, and it will tell you what your highest net back is based on the price they're paying at that time and the basis that they're paying. And that's pretty handy because I don't have to go to so many different sites.
Welcome back, Brock. Let's take a quick look over at Fire Tip and see what's happening in Chicago here this morning.
Yeah, it looks like we're continuing basically along the same lines as what we were in the overnight. Corn is still up 0.5, soybeans is up 12.25, Chicago wheat up 2, Kansas City wheat virtually unchanged, up 1/4. But let's turn our attention from the futures market where we've seen the Kansas City future really sell off in the last couple months. Let's look over at what the cash side of that Kansas City market is doing.
Absolutely. Well, Brock, here, take a quick look at the map here. 3 cents just in the last week. Added into the cash market on average, 47 cents since the end of harvest. I think there's really 3 driving factors here. We had a pretty lean crop coming out of the fields from the 2011 crop. We've seen Kansas City wheat specifically used as a substitute for corn at feeding operations. And like you said, I think the big factor here has been that huge sell-off that we saw during the month of September in the wheat complex and in grains in general. If I'm a producer of Kansas City wheat right now, I'm going to need an incentive to bring my grain to market. I think we're seeing merchandisers kick some cents out into the cash market to really give those guys an incentive. And right now, if I'm a producer of Kansas City wheat, maybe it's time to look into capturing some of that basis. With that said, in the cash market, I know you did some technical analysis this morning. What are we seeing out of the futures?
Yeah, same story over in the futures. A lot of pressure on this market. We have a lack of global demand from the United States right now. It's making it very difficult for us to export.
Yeah.
We have improving crop conditions. The crop rating for Kansas City wheat went up to 50%, good to excellent, as of the report yesterday. Last year at this time we were at 46%. So we're looking at pretty good crops right now and getting a good start to that crop. We also have a very strong dollar. So those 3 factors are weighing on this futures market. But looking at the technical landscape, it looks like we have been in a pretty solid sell-off, pretty good sell-off since September. We have long-term resistance at 825 area. We have nearby resistance at the 740 area. But on the downside, we have a little bit of support in the 665 area coming from our downtrend there. So I'm looking at this. We have lower lows, lower highs, pretty easy to tell that this is a downtrend right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. We are seeing, technically this is definitely a downtrend. And like you said, out of the dollar, it's really been strong recently. It looks like this situation in Europe is going to get worse before it gets better. People are buying on hopes that it's getting better, but they have a long ways to go over on the European front.
Certainly do. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, get a hold of us at 877-GRAIN07, or take a demo at grainhedge.com.
Have a good one.